So, what are LLMs? Large language models are a class of advanced AI built to understand, process, and generate human language. They belong to the family of deep learning models and are trained on enormous collections of written material. The core abilities of LLMs: language comprehension. They can interpret and analyze natural text and text generation. They produce outputs that read and flow like human writing. The large in LLMs has two meanings. Number one, training data scale. They are exposed to massive text datasets covering books, websites, and other digital text. The second meaning is the model size. They contain billions to trillions of parameters, which are the internal variables that allow them to capture patterns, context, and meaning across languages. ChatGPT 3, 4, 5, the more the model advances, the more parameters it has, which makes it a better model. How do LLMs function? LLMs are built around a simple idea. They try to guess what comes next in a sequence of text. But behind this simplicity lies a powerful system that enables them to handle complex language tasks. Now, why do LLMs matter? They write essays or code, translating languages, summarize long texts, carry on conversations, and generate new creative ideas. So, in short, an LLM is like a super advanced prediction engine trained on language, which makes it capable of producing useful human like communication. If you're watching this, you should have already been testing and using LLMs like ChatGPT. You are familiar with how useful and beneficial they can be to us as humans and businesses, and nearly in all aspects of our lives. Key steps in the process. Step one would be tokenization. Step two would be embeddings. Now, we are going to dive deeper into tokenization, embeddings, and more in future videos. But just so that you can understand a bit, AI cannot read and understand language or text the way we do. They have to split text into smaller pieces or chunks and then embed them. So, step one would be tokenization. The input text is split into smaller pieces called tokens. These could be words, subwords, or characters. Step two, embeddings. Each token is converted into a numerical vector that represents its meaning in multidimensional space. So the words, again, I'm going to explain it briefly, but we are going to deep dive into it in future videos. So each word is tokenized and then embedded. By embedded, we mean the words are turned into numbers that AI can understand, numbers that have meaning for the AI model. This is how they can understand the meaning of words. So, just for you to understand this, step three would be attention mechanism. It allows the model to focus on relevant parts of the input when gathering each output word. This improves the model's understanding of context and word relationship. Four would be neural processing. These vectors that we just mentioned pass through multiple layers of neural networks, with each layer extracting and combining different linguistic features. A bit more complex, just for you to understand. Step five would be text generation. So, this is the final step. When generating text, the model predicts the next token based on context, adds it to the sequence, and repeats until the response is complete. This is how ChatGPT writes. But as usual, LLMs are not perfect. They sometimes make things up, producing information that sounds correct but is actually false, hallucination. Once you start building AI automations and agents, you will notice how these agents will hallucinate. They also don't truly understand meaning. They process patterns in text, not real comprehension like humans. They can mirror human bias. If the training data is biased, the outputs may carry the same flaws and have outdated knowledge. Their awareness of the world stops at the point when their training data ended. These are some of the limitations for LLMs. Now, how are LLMs trained? LLMs are developed in three main stages. Pre-training, the model reads massive amounts of text and learns the general structure of language by predicting the next word. Fine-tuning, smaller high-quality datasets teach it to follow instructions and give useful answers. The third stage would be human feedback alignment. People rank responses, and the model is adjusted to act more in line with the human preferences. An example of this is when ChatGPT asks you for feedback. It gives you two answers, and you choose one. This is how it can align with humans or their preferences. Challenges in training. Training these systems is tough because massive compute power is required. Huge, and I mean huge GPU clusters run for weeks. We're talking big, big, big rooms that have a lot of GPUs inside them, run for weeks. Data quality must be high, diverse, and relatively unbiased, which is tough to actually collect. Alignment with human expectations is hard to guarantee. Evaluation across different tasks is complex, and energy use is extremely high, raising sustainability concerns. The LLM competition in 2025. AI models are moving fast, but here are four big players to know right now. OpenAI, leading in coding and reasoning. GPT 4.1 improved problem solving, while O3 raised the bar in math accuracy. Now they also have GPT 5, which is better than both. Anthropic focused on safer, more explainable models. Claude adapts reasoning depth, and Claude Code pushes autonomous coding. Google with Gemini Pro and Flash are also competing, and some people do actually favor them. Meta, keeping things open source. Llama adds multimodal abilities, and Code Llama helps developers directly. It all goes down to you trying them out. So each AI expert uses these models in slightly different ways. I personally prefer Claude for coding, ChatGPT for text generation, Google Gemini for image generation if I want quick images. So it all depends on your preferences and how you like to use these models. What I suggest is try them out, figure out what you like in each model, and use that. This was an intro about LLMs and how they work. I hope you actually understood the ins and outs of this. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one.